All right. So sorry about that. Still trying to answer texts and stuff like that. I try to have it on my other phone, but shit. Um, but everybody keep sending texts and stuff to this particular phone.
Uh-oh.
Uh, yeah, so I ain't tripping though. It's all good. So y'all were having a productive day. You know what I'm saying? Well, what y'all get into today? What was up?
I got into some sleep.
Uh-oh.
I got into some sleep.
You got into some sleep.
Yeah.
It was a good time to get some of that sleep too with the weather. Nobody had nothing too crazy, like
It wasn't that crazy.
like with the hurricane and everything.
I definitely took advantage of playing hooky today.
Uh-oh.
Oh God, you guys get water everywhere.
So, yeah, hopefully, everybody enjoyed, their little day off and stuff like that. That's what I was telling them. Like I was feeling like real unproductive, and I felt like bad because I was getting some sleep, and I'm like, even though I'm laying there, I'm like, damn, do you deserve that sleep? You ain't made $1 billion yet.
That's right.
You deserve that sleep. So I
Every
kind of
car
felt
needs
bad
gas.
with that. Huh?
Every car needs gas.
Yeah, I know you need some sleep, but god dang. Now, I don't know, I still feel guilty when it comes to that though. Uh, but everybody got some rest and enjoyed themselves. Any plans for the weekend? Anybody got some plans for the weekend?
Oh no.
Huh?
Gonna be filming.
He said, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's what we all doing some filming and stuff. Doing some filming and stuff. Right. So how I like to start this thing off usually, and then try to wait because there be some late people. Plus the time zones, I be forgetting, but I told everybody, like, it's on Atlanta time zone. I think it's Eastern Standard Time Zone or whatever like that. So wherever I go, but shoot, hey, let's go ahead and get started because the last few times we did this stuff be lasting so goddamn long. Be ready to fall asleep on the Zoom and people get into it with the talk. So, but I like to go ahead, go around the room, and everybody tell the people who you be, because we're human beings. So you tell the people who you be. You know what I'm saying? If you be a billionaire in the making, tell the people who you be and what you do. And let's start with the ladies first. Since Kanisha, you're up top, go ahead and tell them what you do, who you be.
Okay, so hello everybody. I'm Kanisha Warren. I'm actually a entrepreneur and an actress. What I do, I realized last time I did not say. So what I am is a real estate broker. I'm a mortgage loan officer, and I also sell life insurance. So I call myself the Triangle Wealth experience, being able to help people with the main factors of their lifestyle. And acting is something that I'm new to. It's just a love that I had as a young girl. So I'm just kind of like infusing myself into that. So that's me.
Yeah, you do pretty good at it, though. You do pretty well.
I appreciate
hold you
that.
up.
I need some work, but I appreciate that.
Yeah, you do pretty good. You do pretty good. It's all good.
Thank
All
you.
right. Who we got next? What other young lady we got next? Is that the
Oh, I'm here.
beautiful and talented
Hey, how y'all doing?
Desire? What's up, Desire?
Yep, hey, what did you do? Okay, so my name is Desire. Basically, I'm originally from California, but right now between like Florida and Georgia. My primary business is I do like credit repair, trade lines, and documentations, whatever people need to get what they're trying to get, business credit, and that's my primary business. And then I also have a multimedia company called 24/7 Media. We got a couple of films
Oh,
You kind of breaking up.
Amazon and yeah, it's because someone is trying to call my phone. And so did it go back? Someone was
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
call my phone, so I messed up my Zoom.
yeah. We can hear
Yeah,
you.
my daughter was trying to call in. Okay, yeah, I guess she was trying to call in and knock me off. And so yeah, so basically, like I was saying, I don't know where I left off at, but yeah, we have a couple of movies out. We do film, television. I'm just now starting to get back over into doing music and concerts and but I'm gonna start in North Augusta, South Carolina. So I have some couple of little projects and stuff coming up down there, and so I'll be doing that. And so between film, television, music, and it seems like I'm forgetting one thing, but it'll come to me. I just make it do what it do. So it's just kind of like that. Make it do what it do. So, yeah, so
Where are you? I'm sorry, I may have missed it, but where are you at? Where's your home base?
so right now, Florida. So I'm in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Okay.
And so yes, right, West Palm Beach, Florida is we will be but I be between here and then when I'm in Georgia, I'm in Fairburn, Georgia. So I have two different places and forth. But I'm looking to basically do some things in North Augusta, Georgia. So some concerts and stuff. I just partner up because I have a foundation called Graceful Transition, basically helping people transition, if you come from prison or women from domestic violence or just people that need to transition and, restart their life over pretty much. So we're we're trying to build a center for like homeless kind of. You can't just be homeless and don't want to do nothing. You have to be transitioning to do something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So and that's why it's called graceful transition. So
Love that.
yeah, we just, so yeah. So that's what I'm planning on doing. And that would be, of course, in North Augusta, Georgia. So that's where hopefully within the, 2025, my whole home base will be there.
Okay.
That's the goal.
Yeah, that sounds sweet. That sounds sweet. My bad. Let me see who we got left. I mean, what else? Nyla, if you can come off mute, beautiful, and tell the people who you be.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nylan Ray, and I'm out of New Orleans, Louisiana. And by day, I am an application developer, and aside from that, do some real estate, short-term rentals, long-term rentals, and have just started getting into stock trading with proprietary firms. And so I'm really excited about that. And I'm also looking to get into the nonprofit sector. I have some nonprofit ideas that I'm working on with a cousin of mine, actually. She's a grant writer and has done several nonprofits. And we have some things we want to do for the community, particularly in New Orleans. And so we'll be working on that in the near future.
Yeah. So Louisiana get ready to blow up. How y'all feel about 50 Cent coming through there, putting that movie studio in there?
So I'm not gonna lie, in New Orleans, there's not a lot of buzz about that, but that makes sense to me because we are about 5 hours from Shreveport.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that there's not love for the state. I welcome all economic activity to come to this state because I feel like it benefits us all. It's just not something that we're very tapped into. And I think it's something that there is opportunity for us to be tapped more into that, across the state. And I think traditionally there's kind of been a little bit of a rivalry between North Louisiana and South Louisiana. But I feel like New Orleans already has a lot of clout. And so Shreveport is about to get a lot more clout. And so the whole state as a whole can get a lot more clout because of that. So
okay, well, tell them we want peace in the. Well, I can't say Middle East, but we want peace.
Ain't no hate. Ain't not from here anyway. Ain't no hate. It's just something that we haven't been very tapped into. And I think we could be more tapped into it to our fellow Louisianians up there in Shreveport. So.
Okay, that's for sure. That's for sure. Hey, can y'all put on your cameras, please? Because we are recording this and we will be posting this as well. especially for the people who just say iPhone. I don't know who you are at all. Fatima, can you come off of mute and tell the people who you be, what you do? Fatima. She got her stuff on. What's she doing? Nikki, Miss Sparks.
How y'all doing?
We good. You tell the people who you be, what you do.
Over here doing laundry right now, excuse me. But it's I'm about to give y'all a commercial. Lord Jesus. I was about to do that. Okay, so I go by Nikki Sparks. So that's my industry name. Nicole Ray is my government name. Some people think it's both commercial because they call me Nikki Ray as well. Anywho, I've been in the industry for over, I want to say 20 something years, just doing a lot of things, commercials, like radio. I'm a radio personality, commercials, modeling, styling people, stylist to the stars, getting you together. Like if you're a model, I pose you and stuff like that. And acting, producing, directing. So I have a lot of things under my belt.
Yeah.
Don't get mad. Your grandmother's on her way. But yeah, I have a lot of insight on a lot of things. And I'm like the behind the scenes.
She's the bug.
Right. I just do a lot. My husband does music, so I go over his contracts as well. And my son actually, he's been doing music, but he got serious about it like last year-ish. So I'm trying to get him together too. I won't say trying, I'm getting him together. So my hands is in a lot of pots right now. So I'm a part of a writing team with a young lady by the name of Vanessa Safel. She's in LA, but we have a whole group of writers that's from all over, which if anyone is interested, we're going to be looking for more writers as well. And I have written already with her, I think about 10 episodes, and we're looking to do three seasons, 3 to 6 seasons, I believe. And then I'm also a part of DTC Productions, which is a family member. However, she's going to be stepping down. One of the producers stepping down from acting. So I will be a part of their writing team as well, like after we finish editing.
Okay.
So I know I'm forgetting some stuff. And of course, I work with Split. We're doing a couple series and episodes. And, and I work with Satasia George, not only as an actress, but a producer, a writer, and a director. So, yeah.
Yeah. That's for sure. That's a lot. You good? That's definitely what's up. No, that's all good. All right. So let me see what we got next. I see, is that the beautiful Nikki up in the house? Let me see the other Nikki. Go ahead and tell the people who you be, what you do. Oh, and she's supposed to be giving me a black eye. Tell the people how you gonna give me a black eye. She great at this though, but go ahead and tell the people how you gonna give me a black eye.
My name is Nikki Terry. I'm an actress and I am also a special effects makeup artist. And I am the operations manager at Hot 2100 Radio and V105. So yeah, that is what I do. So I have the job of having him beat up, so I gotta beat him up. That's it.
And I'm looking forward to it too. Yeah. Looking forward to that black guy. Go ahead and give it to me.
Don't look like you went down through there. That's the goal.
You know what I'm saying?
So
we got beat up before, so it's all good. But
yeah. And I manage an artist. So
we for sure. Okay. Yeah, I like that. So yeah, we gonna run. We had to talk a little bit more about that. Latrice.
What type of artist is she?
Latrice,
What time is it?
You in the house, Latrice?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm trying to set up my phone. Hold on one second.
Okay. All right, we're gonna go to the next real quick. We come back to you. Let's see, we got up top. You know what I'm saying? Let's just go down. Everybody, the fellas, go ahead, go next. Tell them people who you be. Fellas.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah.
What's up? I'm Delgwan Coleman, co-founder Coleman and Neal, founder of Movie Go. If you're looking for couture. Y'all can look it up, Coleman and Neal. We produce pretty much everything. And with MovieGo, it's a service for indie filmmakers, directors, actors, costume designers, playwrights, and it works like Uber. You can either be the director or you can be hired, or you can hire a director. So either way, or you can be the actor or you can hire an actor. Just go to MovieGo and underscore MovieGo on Instagram. You can kind of see everything, But that's basically them just two of the companies. So I'm just leaving it at that because I don't want to be long-winded.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, but hey, he ain't giving enough energy to it though. My man is that deal. You know what I'm saying? He must be sleepy or something right now. I've been rocking with this guy since I met him. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. He cool. He do stuff thizzle. So hopefully I put in enough energy for him. But rock with a MovieGo. And
Now I just want to be respectful for everybody because I don't
for
want to be
sure.
long-winded on the mic.
Trust me, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, let's just put that energy in. He do his stuff thizzle. So let's go ahead to the next. What else we got?
I'm Kevin Townley. I'm a film director, producer, screenwriter, from the School of Robot Film. First movie.
Can somebody put this stuff on mute? We can't hear them.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, Kevin.
Oh yeah, first movie I worked on was ATL with my cousin. So, been doing it since then. It kind of was like going there just to watch. And then I just got the bug. So I've been doing it for that long.
Caught on to it, huh?
Yeah, I got the bug from there. And,
For sure. It's just in the blood, man.
Yeah, man. Once you catch fire, it catches fire. So,
yeah.
And, I like to work with everybody and just see what everybody's trying to do and see how we can help each other go to the next level. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, all right, next, Ramon. What's up, man? What you got, baby?
Yeah, man, I'm Ramon. I'm an author. I got a publishing company and a holding company. And, I also had a security, but I love the security, but we got a security team. That's pretty much it.
Okay, that's cool. That's enough. You doing your thing. All right, who we got next? I just see a couple of stuff to say iPhone, so I have no idea who it is. I have no idea who it is. All right, but can you guys come off of, put the camera on? Fatima, we've been calling on you. You got your stuff on mute. You got your stuff on mute. You got to come off mute.
Hello? Okay, hey. Hey,
Yeah.
Kevin, how are you?
What's going
Hi,
on?
Nylan, Ray. I remember you from the last Zoom. How are you doing?
Yeah.
Let me see. I don't know if I
I
recognize
would say,
anyone
hey,
else.
if I could unmute myself. Hey.
Hey, you in New Orleans, right?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm Fatima, a hairstylist, entrepreneur, 15 years plus. I'm so in a distracted area and it's so loud over here. So if you could come back to me.
Okay. All right. That might
But I'm
be,
listening. No, these are.
that might be everybody.
Okay, I'm gonna introduce myself right quick. Then I'm gonna cut my camera off.
Okay. Somebody, go ahead.
Hey everyone, my name is Latrice. I am a singer, songwriter, also an entrepreneur. I'm an herbalist. My company is Queen Vanity. I specialize in making natural handcrafted products like soaps, body butters, body oil, skincare products. Then I also have like detox beverages as well. I tapped into acting with Behind the Shade, so I'm excited about that. And I'm just ready for this new journey, and it's gonna be a fun ride.
Yeah, we're gonna knock
Patrice,
everything off the box.
No, I was born in Mobile, Alabama, but I live in Atlanta.
You okay? Well, I meant like, are you local like now? Okay.
Yeah, I'm local in Atlanta. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and if y'all want to check out my website, go to queenvanity.com. You can also follow me on queen_vanity_LLC. That's my IG.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe Kevin can kind of draft a list of people's information so we can all trade information.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I can't write that fast.
Well, most Well, okay, so usually at the end, what we do, most people put it in the chat.
Okay.
And we could if y'all can go ahead and put it in the chat right now, so you can look at it and everything else as people pop in and out. But for right now, let's go ahead and get this stuff going. So today's topic is, which is Nyla's idea, right?
Mhm.
He's talking about business, right? Since most of us are entrepreneurs, right? Some full-time, some part-time. We're trying to figure out, like, so is it a great idea to go into business with friends and family, or to even hire friends and family? So a lot of people kind of had different perspective on it. Maybe some success with friends and family, and some not. But even the great billionaire, I just watched the documentary. I grew up on wrestling, so even the great billionaire, Vince McMahon, said it was a bad idea to go into business with family. He hired his 2 kids, even though it's important to leave a legacy. But even he ended up selling his billion-dollar industry, so in retirement. But he had a lot of scandals and stuff going on too. But I want to see and get you guys' opinion on it. Let me see. I heard a little bit from Nikki Sparks today and told us some stuff, and my man Ramon. Let's go ahead and before we get to y'all real quick, let's start up top and go around the room and get some opinions, and then everybody can jump on in. And I heard something from my man Dewan. So, but Kevin, how do you feel about that, man? What do you think? What should we do? Should we hire your cousin and them or not, man? You cutting? What's up, sister, little bro?
You talking to this Kevin or that Kevin? You're
Talking
Kevin.
to you.
Okay, yeah, good. Because I've done it before and it didn't work out the way I thought it would.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I thought that because they're your family, they're going to follow the rules, but they were making up their own rules as they went along. And then they did a lot of Kevin said. That was like, yo, I didn't say nothing. I'm like, Kevin said, So yeah, I don't think it's good to hire family members unless they know what the whole edge is, what your, I guess, goals are. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
a lot of times people are on their own goals, especially in this business here. They get to, like, somebody might meet, one of the people on here, and then next thing you know, they got something going on the side. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
family members do that real quick because they think it's okay without asking. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then you want to put them in higher positions too, because they think they're supposed to have higher positions. But I found out that's a bad thing too. They probably should start at the bottom like everybody else if you're going to put them in your company, or in your organization or whatever. But I think there's rules that have to be in place before you do it. I mean, I don't care. I think it should be just like any other employee that you might bring in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you should have standard operating procedures, I would think so. And Kanisha, how you feel about that?
You scared me.
Oh Lord.
Good. What you over there doing now?
Honestly, I have 2 perspectives for this. I'm a business owner, but at this point in my life, I'm not sure if y'all remember the last conversation I had on the last Zoom we had. I'm in a life transition which has caused me to get a job. And so I'm actually working for my uncle. I'm working for his life insurance and wealth management company. And I'll be honest, it's a humbling experience, right? But needless to say, I know him. I know him from around the way. I know everything about him. But being in this position, working with his colleagues, I don't mention that I'm his niece or nephew. I mean, I don't mention that I'm his niece and that's my uncle. I feel like because of me knowing him and me being family, I feel like there should be a separation to that. So knowing as a business owner how things are supposed to be ran, I don't go in for no, privileges or anything. In fact, I think I should be actually doing above and beyond considering. So I have 2 point of views with that. Being that I have experience as a business owner, knowing how things are ran, I think it makes it different when, or considering working with another family member or working in their establishment, because I know what it takes to be a business owner and what the expectations are. So to answer your question, I honestly feel like it just depends on the mindset of the people that you're working with. And then two, I don't think we should really just hire cousin in them, right? You should really qualify them based off of their resume and
qualifications
to the table. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like, it can work, but it just depends on, you even as a business owner, because a lot of these business owners aren't really like where they need to be too. They just got lucky, you went viral, or you just so happen to have a whole bunch of sales, and you yourself don't really know how to work your own business. So hiring cousin in them could, you don't really understand what it means to vet like the people that are really supposed to be working for your business. So I think it's a two-part thing.
I feel you. Hey, Dewan, I know he got a different point of view on there. We was talking about that a little bit earlier. Shed a little bit of light on it for me.
Okay, the end game should always be family. So the thing is, most Black people, they don't understand business because we don't practice groupism. So groupism starts inside the home. This is why you get a lot of Mexicans. It feel like, by the time we get it, we're looking at them working together. They've been working together forever. So running a business is nothing because they've been working together inside of the home. So with Black people, let me show you, like, you can't name me 3 leaders or 3 people that you know that work together, that build something for their culture or community to showcase that, hey, we did this as a unit and we're leading by example. You know what I'm saying? So when you got like my Arab community, my Asian community, the Mexican communities, people, Arabic, whatever, they all work together by default. It ain't no, I got options to be a singer or whatever. You got an opportunity, but if you don't make it in this window, hey, go do nail. Hey, we're gonna work at the cell phone. Hey, you're gonna work at the gas. You're gonna run this gas station. So with that being said, I want to be long-winded. The end game should always be family. Now, if you start a business and you just can't hire your mom or your cousin, make them your watermark. I came in the house today. My mom got this. It's raining. She got the same hoodie on. So she's promoting me for free. I'm not gonna my mom don't know anything about vendors and the price point in a hat, but she goes to Walmart. She gets her nails done. She go all these places, and the first thing people say, "Hey, what's that you got on?" She said, "Oh, that's my son's brand, Coleman and Neal." You see what I'm saying?
Hey,
so I
can
think
somebody put their stuff on mute? I can't really hear them. I hear everybody else. All right. Yeah. So basically saying that she is free marketing and promotion and stuff for you wearing your brand. Yeah.
Correct, because my mom don't know anything about vendors and she doesn't have, that's not in her spirit, but she likes to dress. Everybody likes free stuff, even millionaires, even me. You know what I'm saying? If it's free, give it to me. I love free stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I love free stuff.
Correct. So if it's free, so some of the mock-ups that I make, I don't even wear. My daddy and my mom and my son, I can bring in anything from Coleman and Neal or Movie Go. And like my dad don't even, he watch cowboy movies. But today he had on a Movie Go shirt. Yeah. Free promotion. He don't even shoot movies. He be like, oh no, it's for my son. So with that being said, you can just hook or crook your family into doing it. But now I wouldn't hire them if that's not their passion.
Okay. That sounds good. Nyla, how you feel about this? This is your subject. What you feel about this? Shed some light on the situation.
So I pretty much am happy that he went right before me because I 100% agree with the cultural aspect that he's talking about. Like that is my point of view, like from looking at it from a bigger picture. Because I like to look at things from, well, not everything, but stuff like this from the whole community point of view. And the building block of the community is the family. And for us in America, especially the ones who, I'm going to say, we've been in America as long as white people have been in America. So we've been here a long time. And so this culture of individualism has really, really grown on us and was really instilled into us. And so we actually kind of operate a lot more like they do, from a traditional point of view of being in this country. Because if you think about it, he's talking about the different cultures that they have groupism. They're more collective cultures. That's just naturally how they are, because it's so deep rooted. I was thinking about it the other day. I don't know about y'all, but where I live, I never see one of them homeless. I never see one of them on the street. You know, if they ain't got something to do, they are in the business, you know, and nobody's left behind. The only people that I really find that I see in the street like that are our people and white people, like white people that are of lower class, maybe not the 1%. And so I feel like they don't even do it well either. But I feel like it's something that is an opportunity for our community. Even though we probably don't do it, we clearly don't do it very well yet, but an opportunity that needs to be looked at from more entrepreneurs, especially in instilling it in the younger generation. Maybe the older generation, you know, they've maybe passed their prime. You know, my mom ain't gonna be working anyway because she's retired. She ain't trying to work. You know, my parents are not trying to work. But like, you know, from a point of view of, I want my extended family to be more financially savvy, more business savvy, so that they can help all of my extended family and their posterity as well. Because I think it's an opportunity for us to elevate the entire community. The family is the building block of the community. The extended family, our clan, as so to speak, you know, needs to be elevated. Now, it's going to take some work to get there, but I think it's something that just recognizing that it's an opportunity is the first step.
Yeah, Nikki, how you feel about this? Sparks.
I have different couple lanes. So piggybacking off of Nyla real quick, as far as teaching our culture and our people, that is in generational wealth, teaching that to our children. I'm actually been in the process of doing that with my son with an LLC and teaching him about business. Of course, he's been around it. He's only 16, but he's been around it, but he's utilizing it and teaching his friends what we teach him, which I think is awesome. So it does start at home. If the kids don't have that foundation, whether it's a 2-parent household or 1-parent household, it really doesn't matter. Somebody have to have some type of knowledge to give to their children so they can take that and run with it and not be in the same situation. Because of course, we want our children, or niece and nephews, not everybody have children. We want them to be great. We don't want to see them in a position that Nyla was talking about.
Yeah.
That's one story.
Yeah, no, I understand. So Ramon, you said something about you and your family was able to get some stuff popping. So how did y'all end up working things out and making it successful?
Okay, yeah. I can also say something about the thing about the blacks, right? You're talking about you're talking about American blacks, right? Because you know I work with a lot of Africans.
Yes, I am talking about Americans specifically, because in Africa, I'm aware it's different.
Yeah, because them Nigerians, them Liberians, them Guineas, all of them stick together. And they put each other, they buy businesses, Ethiopians, they buy businesses and they look out for their people. I mean, all of them stick together. So, and then I can say about them Haitians too, and the Jamaicans. So that's why I just wanted to make sure we were talking about Americans, right? Okay, so, but when it comes down to mine, like I said, my family, there's a whole lot of crime went on in my family. Like myself, I went and did 20 years for murder. And while I was in there during the time, you know, I wrote all my books. I studied a lot of business because my people, once they went to doing their own businesses, like my uncles, some drive trucks, and they ain't got a trucking company, but they drive the trucks and everything, doing this underneath. This one doing construction, this one doing HVACs. So everybody was doing their own thing. But like you say, it was looking out for the family, but nothing was legit. So when I got out, my thing was to make everybody legit. So I started a holding company and everything, and we went to getting all the paperwork and getting it. But the thing when I say too is like, my uncle raising his son, but he do construction. So he teach all them construction. these parts of my family drive trucks. So they got them doing the trucks and everything. So then they went to sending like my younger cousins to school for accounting, and that's what they're going through now for contracting and everything. So that's how my family went to organizing everything. But the whole
Basically,
thing
like
was
teach one type situation.
exactly.
Like
But
each
the
one,
thing was nobody was really legit. Everything was under the table.
yeah.
So we had to turn everything legit and do this and this, you know what I mean? Because it was like, you know, we criminals in this, so they don't want to let you do really nothing.
We don't need no indictment, so we're gonna go ahead. You know, it's all good. So he started off. All right, Nikki.
I like that, Ramon.
Nikki. Nikki. No, I'm from the streets too. We did a lot of thuggism.
I've been thinking about a holding company for my family as well. I really love that. I love that. That's goals.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, can I say something to Ramon?
Go ahead.
Hey, let me say this too, because we like to do this. Now here we're at home because it's like we at mama house. But Ramon, when you're on a public platform, never lead with the prison shit or murder, because that's our narrative. You know what I'm saying? I lead with function. I got a mom and dad always. Even if it's a fucking lie. Change the narrative, because it's always, because I can be like, yo, I'm from Memphis, where they just killed, man, Dolph. They just Gotti and Ty Nichols. Like, never. I'm never leading with that. I'm coming as a competitor. If it's Bill Gates, man, clip up. Let's do it. I'm playing chess. Because every time we get on,
I definitely understand what you're saying, but at the same time, it's like, I think that goes back to mindset. I mean, to me, or maybe that's just who I am, but when I hear what Ramon is saying, he's from the gutter, right? He has a story. And to me, that does not take away from what he's positioning and bringing and putting himself on paper for. So whoever can't take that initially, they're the ones with the problem, and you don't want to work with them anyway.
Yeah.
Let me explain.
Let me
explain.
Let's finish getting through the rest of the people, getting them a chance to speak.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? And then we'll touch back on that. But yeah, I feel both sides. I definitely feel what he's saying, because you actually being professional, you want to get more professional accounts, and being from the streets as well.
100%.
So when you are I guess, like he's saying, basically it's the time and the place for everything. So I do get both sides on all that stuff. But respectfully, I want to go ahead and hear Nikki. Please tell me what you got. What you thinking?
Okay, so I have a bonding company.
Yeah.
In my hometown, and me and my ex-husband, we own a club.
Ooh.
We have hired family. We will never hire them again. We have hired our kids.
Yeah.
We will never hire them again.
Yeah.
Because they robbed us blind. Okay?
Oh. You can't trust family? Oh.
My own daughter.
Oh no.
Stealing every night almost.
Oh, not
She never
daughter.
lied. She never lied.
Huh?
I'm sorry, I had to jump on her. You ain't never lied. I'm sorry, I had to jump on her.
Almost every night.
Oh, not
they were stealing.
So what did y'all do though?
It wasn't like they were stealing. They wasn't stealing like out the register.
Yeah.
It was like when their friends come in, they give them bottles.
Oh.
When they give them free food, but that's still stealing.
Inventory.
You know. Yes.
No.
No. Mm-mm. But because our children grew up watching us, we have a hustler's mentality.
Yeah.
So they have a hustler's mentality. So they have their own businesses now.
Yeah.
Where they work for themselves. But I would never hire them jokers to work for me. My nieces, my nephews.
Yeah.
My nephew, I put him in charge of the parking lot. And he out there charging people $50 to park VIP when we don't even have VIP.
Oh. Well, he was kind of smart though. Look, entrepreneur in another way, but he shouldn't have did it. He shouldn't have did it.
No, because now I would have people coming in saying, "Man, they charge $50 for VIP," and I'm like, excuse me.
All right, so Desire, what we got here? How you feel on this hiring family thing?
Okay, so I'm
And
sorry.
friends. It can be friends too. Whatever.
Okay, so I have a couple of comments. And sorry because I'm driving. It's my granddaughter's birthday. So here's my couple things that I have to say. I'm born and raised. Wait a minute. Put your seatbelt on. That noise is irritating. Wait 1 second. I'm sorry. Wait one.
You want us to come back to you?
Okay, we got it together. So basically, what I was going to say is this here. So I'm born and raised in Vallejo, California, Richmond, California. When we talk about the people sticking together, so when we came up, what it is it's a lot of Asians and Mexicans where we came up at. And basically, what happens is from what I've learned and known from all the interactions I've had with them, a lot of them, when they come over from the United States, or say, for instance, if they came from El Salvador, what have you, or Mexico, they've had to pay the cartel $7,000 to get over here, give or take 5 to 7, depending on where they're coming from. And what happens is when they get over here, they have to live in a house together. They have to earn that money to pay it back. So that is the reason why most of the families live together, pull together, and do together, because they didn't pay somebody to come here and they owe these people. So, and so therefore that is one of the reasons. So like for instance, in our state, we'll see a liquor store be up and it might be some, Iranians or what have you running the liquor store. They might run it for 2 or 3 years. And then after that, when everything happened, they'll change the names. Whoever came over, whoever name was in, they're sending them back home, back over to wherever they came from. And then they'll bring in another family member. And that's how they, pretty much work the system. So like I said, in California, you might see them out there selling oranges. You might see them selling flowers. It's because they have to pay the cartels. They got to pay for getting over here. And it was instilled. As far as working with family, so it's not like they just, just decide to do all this together when they stay out to the United States. They owe a debt to even be here. But far as working with family, it just depends on, who it is and what child it is, or your mother or whatever. And that could go either way. It's just all about it. I think what happened, I would say, with me and some of my kids, trying so hard to give them everything that I thought I didn't have, I spoiled them. So I didn't give them my hustle. I didn't give them my drive. So, these kids, they so privileged nowadays, you be like, okay, hold up. You know what I'm saying? So it just kind of all depends on what they were raised and how they was taught. I mean, just it's their mentality. And who
T.D. Jakes said that. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
T.D. Jakes said that.
But our struggles. So they've been privileged because we did everything to make sure they didn't have to want for nothing wrong, mistake, and you know how that go. So, but it's what it is. And then I think even farther from going backwards, like I always even try to tell, my mother and them, if, my mother's born in 48. So in her mind, her parents were born in 1908. So that means that they were slaves and, their parents were slaves. So in their mind, if you could just get a job for the state or the, post office or go to the military, you'd have made it. So they didn't know about all of this here. So, we just caught on late because, it's the mentality, really. It goes back to your mentality.
Yeah.
And when I lived in Texas, I wanted to leave because I felt like they didn't know they was free yet. I was like, okay, they still locked up, I think. So I couldn't really hang too long in Texas. I was like, okay, it's your mentality. But other than that, we was, they was pretty much raised. If you get a job and have a house, and you got some retirement and some retirement, you're gonna be okay. But that's
you pretty much broke that cycle. You broke that cycle. Yeah, that's cool.
That's why. Yeah,
that's all good. Fatima. Is Fatima still on here? Okay,
I'm still here. Yes, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. How you feel? How you feel up on that?
So personally, I feel like 2 ways. How I would like it to be, I would love for it to be where, yes, it'd be an amazing thing. Like she was just stating, like people come from other countries and they build with each other. They don't separate until they all have a certain amount of money. Like the Asians, when you go to these nail salons and everything, everyone's working in there and they build up until, like, I believe they do something where like everybody put in like $10,000 up to $100,000. They start a nail salon, then they all work there until they come up to a certain extent. They get the money, the equity, whatever they have to build, the capital, and they put somebody else on, another family on, and they get another nail salon up the street somewhere. I would love that to be for us and our culture and our families and how we do things. That's my ideal personally. But
not to cut you off. No, what it is this here. So say the cartel. I mean, I'm just, the Korean mafia, whatever. They will build that. They'll build that nail shop. They'll bring their people over from Vietnam. They gotta pay. It costs for them to come here in our states. So when they bring them over and get them their green card, smuggle them in, or what have you, they have to pay for that. They don't just get to come over here and and got out that country and didn't have to pay no one. So they all work in that nail shop until basically they didn't pay off their debt for even becoming a citizen. Some will stay and continue on, some will stack their money, but it's a debt. It's like they put it upon it. That's real. Like
it's
gonna come over
it's
here and
some
get some work.
trafficking going on too as well. But
Yeah, I
wanna
believe
give.
that. I believe that, but not all. I don't believe that all families.
I'm not gonna say all,
I have
but it is some human trafficking going on. But I let me get we can all join in. Let me give Latrice a chance to
Yeah, so I believe,
but it is
I
some,
believe,
I'm saying,
I
like
believe that they
the
do
nails,
those things, and I know that they do have that type of, system going on. You have the trafficking, you have the what else is it? Of course the mafias. You even have the people that's coming from Venezuela. Like, with Uber, they have this whole organization. There will be a higher up or an organization that tries to do things with their peoples from their countries and control things. But that's not the people I'm talking about. I'm talking about the families that really work together, who somebody sacrificed to come over here, rather if it's the Vietnamese or if it's the Jamaicans, if it's the Haitians, if it's the Mexicans, all the people that they try to say they want to keep out of the country, they come here and they build and they work with each other. And I think that in our community, we don't do that enough. Like, we have so many resources and we don't share. And within our own families, it's the saddest thing ever. We will have a stranger support us quicker than we would our own neighbor. But at the same time, I think that when you're really authentic and you are genuine, then you will get that support. But at the same time, people are who they are. You can't help who people are, rather if they're your family or friends or whatever. And we just can't look for that. But you only can hope that if you hire someone within your family, that they are an expert in that field. Because what I've learned is that when you are hiring people, you should be hiring people who are an expert in that field. So rather you want to put your family on, I've learned that you just can't. If they're an expert in that field, if they have those resources, if they know how to do certain things like data work or whatever, then okay, hey, can you do this for me? I'm gonna break you off, I'm gonna pay you, or you're gonna be on payroll. You could be as a contractor, or you could be on payroll. You know what I mean? But you just gotta hope that they have that mindset where they could work that way. And if they don't, you just gotta move on. And that was a hard pill for me to swallow, because I'm a family-oriented person. And I'm like, I want you to be bartender at my event. I want you to do this or whatever, but it doesn't make sense if it's not gonna work out, like it don't make sense.
But no, Fatima, to eliminate that, instead of the hoping, forget the hoping, is to interview them as if there is somebody else on the street. Because I think that by interviewing them and treating them like there's somebody else on the street, instead of giving nepotism is great. And if you're going to try to teach them the skill, if you're already established, I think it is one thing. If you're already established and teaching them that skill and they're willing to learn, that's great, right? But just like Nikki said, you still have to interview them, make sure that they are great at this and qualified, because even if you got the most highest degree from Harvard, it's the character, because they come in and it's a hell of an issue. But I want to give Latrice a chance to speak before we be able to.
Okay, let me just say this last thing. Let me say this last part. I just think that yes, I believe in the interviewing portion and everything, like treating it as if like you would anyone else. But also, I believe that it's up to us as well as the leader. If we're moving certain ways, if we're being enablers to them, if we're doing things where we're not moving as the boss and we don't show a certain level of respect or standard for ourselves, that's when they start to play with us, So that was the last thing I need to say.
Can I just ask her one question? I just want to ask her
one question.
No,
let's give Latrice a chance to speak real quick, and then we can all join in. Latrice, where are you at? She didn't have a chance to put on there. Latrice. Okay, all right. So go ahead and ask your question. Go ahead and ask your question.
So my question is this here to the young lady that was last speaking. So what I'm saying is, my question is, most of them, most of the people that work at the nail shops, we're gonna just use the nail shops. They're from Vietnam. You know what I'm saying? They're Vietnamese. Well, in California, they're Vietnamese. I don't know what they else, other places. But when was the last time that you probably been to a nail shop that was Vietnamese? I mean, that have it, and the person, just say, for instance, a child that was born and raised here, and now they're 20-something years old, is really just working fully at that shop, and you know what I'm saying, and not doing nothing else better. That was born and raised here, that speak clear English, the whole thing, just straight English or what have you. Because then the reason why I'm asking this question is because of the fact what it is the ones that's working at the nail shops, they was brought here.
No, I'm sorry to cut you off, but okay, so for instance, I live in South Florida. So there are like the Vietnamese, some of the Vietnamese that I see that they speak very good English. They're very stylish. They're not like, just coming over here or anything like that. The lady, she owns her salon for, I don't know, like 15 years. I don't know if she was born and raised here or not. She's like 30-something years old. But I know that she speaks very clear English and she's Americanized. And then her brother opened up another salon not too far from where she is. I don't know. I don't think that's all of their stories, but I believe that is a majority. You know what I mean?
I agree. The only reason
I'm just thinking about the thing about us like investing, having an enterprise within ourselves. You know what I mean? Like we get a group of 10 people that put $10,000 and we focus on one person and build in that and build capital from there and move on to the next person. But that's not a realistic thing for us.
I don't want to make this sound like we're just really focusing so much on the other cultures and how they come here, whether it's illegally, legally, who they owe and everything. I know personally, I have Vietnamese in-laws because my uncle married into a Vietnamese family. Do I know their origins of exactly how they got here, whether they owed somebody? I don't. But do I see how they operate now? I do. And they legitimately own their businesses. It's not nail shops. They have some nail shops, but they have restaurants. They have other businesses too. They've expanded. And my uncle and his wife, they don't live here in Louisiana. But when they come, if they're staying for an extended period or not, his wife always goes to the businesses and helps out. And it's just expected. And they do very well. They can't owe anybody anymore because they ain't owing nobody. Some people might be owing them. So I don't know how they started, but I see how they operate. So I don't know.
Well, you just said it though. I said it in the beginning. Now, how in the world can you come from out of town and go back to work for somebody? You're supposed to be a vacation. I told you, groupism starts inside of the house.
Right. So what I'm saying is I don't want to disparage every single person who comes to this country and say all of them are coming here illegally and they just owe somebody and that's why they're doing it because they have to do it.
That's for somebody that don't know business. I'm saying this right here. You just said it and didn't even know you were saying it. And I said it in the beginning. Groupism starts inside of the house. We're not taught it. This is why when somebody just like, yo, what if we just get $10,000, all of us, and just put it? It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work because everybody's personal. Everybody's personal like this. If I said, hey man, I know 450,000 people, right? If all of y'all give me $3, I'm gonna be a 1.3 millionaire, right? You know what niggas gonna say? Man, what I give for this $3? That's why it'll never work. The people at the Super Bowl. Let me say one more thing. Don't you know the cheapest seat at the Super Bowl is like $25,000? Right? That's the cheapest seat, right? That's way at the top. Those people don't give a fuck. That's $25K. That's $25K. A nigga care about giving you $3 to be a 1.3 millionaire, and it's 450,000 of us. We like, if we give you $3, everybody on here can be a multi-millionaire per month. With 450,000 people that's giving you $3 one time. But the nigga gonna say, why should I give her $3? When is gonna be my turn? You see what I'm saying? groupism starts inside of the home. The person that's buying the $25,000 or the $25,000 seat at the Super Bowl, he don't give a fuck about $3. And he don't give a fuck about the 20K he just spent
Well,
to get the nosebleed.
I would
How do you
imagine.
say your name? How do you say your name? Delawan?
Delguan
Delwan.
Coleman.
Okay. So I agree with you, but I also, in some instances, disagree. And probably the reason why I disagree is probably the reason why I need explanation. So I understand what I agree with what you're saying is that we're not taught groupism, right? We're not taught how to do those things that other cultures have. But when you think about Black people oppression, I mean, us starting from beginning of time to the point that we have gotten integrated into slavery, at what point did you think we were going to be taught that, right? So it's like weaponizing us and saying that we don't know that, niggas don't know that, and all of that. Like, at what point do you have grace for that? And how do we change the narrative inside of our homes now? Because, I mean, initially the question was about hiring your people. So it all starts from mindset, but how are we really truly being taught the mindset if we're going to continue to weaponize that we don't have the mindset?
Let me explain.
That's a great
No,
point.
that's a crutch. No, that's a crutch.
No,
how long was slavery?
Financial literacy.
What are you teaching in your household to combat
let me
that?
explain. Please let me explain. No, because I heard a guy say
I
this
want to
today.
hear Kevin. I want to hear Kevin before you
I
speak.
got you.
Kevin, what were you saying?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So, well, first of all, Kanisha, you know my name ain't Kevin, but
What the fuck your name split?
It's key. It's key.
Yo, I'm Kevin.
It's
But
a
anyway,
collaborator.
right.
I'm Kevin.
But anyway, look, real quick though.
Crazy.
She does have a point. I swear to God. Because some of those things that are taught. This is really a well-oiled machine of and I'm not trying to make this a race thing. I'm not. I'm not trying to make this a race thing.
Reality.
But it is a
Racing is a reality.
It's absolutely reality. There is a well-oiled machine since the beginning of the time when they said, don't teach the slave how to read, right? When they were saying to not teach us how to read, so we won't gain the knowledge of trying to of figuring out financial literacy for me and you to be able to pass that on to our children and have generational wealth and pass off a legacy. So it's not really, it's because it was groups, so we wasn't taught like a joint venture opportunity to do the thing. The only thing that we knew in growing up, that's why I feel Ramon, I came from that background too. But I mean, so we actually did corporate things in the street, but we didn't know that it was corporate things. Like that's why they get you on racketeering, because they say it's an organized crime. We organize really something like a corporation, and if we'd have took that same energy, but that's what we seen as a model. I've seen how and I won't make this big thing about me, but we seen how to do the strip club. So we made the after hours, the chop shops, and things like that. And I had organized all of those things because that's what I seen that was modeled in front of me. And that's what I basically produced, right? So, but as I got older, then I started learning, and thank God for EYL. I can't even lie. I learned a lot of things when EYL came along and showed you about day trading, how we need life insurance, how that is a business as well, how to have a product so you can sell your product, right? And marketing. And that's why we film, because it's not just trying to create content for views and likes. No, it is also a form of marketing, and you're creating a demo reel for yourself to get bigger and better opportunities. So it's a learned behavior. It's a learned behavior. I didn't know at all. My mama, my grandma, and my great-grandma didn't know none of this. I had to learn it for myself.
None of y'all were slaves, man. Nobody on here has been a slave, right? I get it. And then we be like, wait,
we was a slave in the mind. We didn't know, because I didn't know.
Please,
you're not born with the knowledge.
Wait. Everybody, if I ask that lady that was just talking, are you a queen? She's going to say, correct. She's going to say, yes, I'm a Black queen. Well, you can't get queen from slavery. right? Slavery was only 400 years a window. This small compared to who we really are, right? Nobody talks about Hannibal Barker. You know why? Because you don't fucking know about it. You know who Hannibal Barker was? See, that's what I'm saying. They're teaching you a narrative.
I know who Hannibal is.
Thank you. Was that my boy Raymond?
Yeah, this Ramon, yeah.
Thank you. Ramon, my bad.
Dude.
Right. Thank you. That's a small, slavery is a small
Well,
window.
who is he? You gotta tell us.
Wait, no. Wait.
Hey, bro.
Correct.
Bro,
All right,
Yeah, we need the education.
She was,
let
she
me-
was just trying to educate everybody on what's going on. I gotta step in because from the female perspective, I understand it. But also from the female perspective, I get what Split's saying too, because at the end of the day, we all was taught something, but we was taught something off the street. Everybody was taught something in a family way. We was taught.
That's not true.
It is true. Whether
That's
it's
true.
drugs, that's why the other brother made the distinction between African culture and our culture.
It's in our lineage.
I just want to
I
finish.
make it
I just
seem
want to
like
finish.
if we weren't slaves, that we can't have that mentality. That shit is in our bloodline. I mean, our
No, it's not.
forefathers. Like if we go back to Split's point about not being taught how to read, this was the stigma. This is what they embedded and was teaching us. So that shit has come through generations after generations. So if my mama, like I would say my generation before me, okay, if she teaching me, hey, go to college, get the corner office. You teaching me a mentality, because before you wasn't having that same type of privilege. But my kids right now, I'm teaching them entrepreneurship and financial literacy. So you can't say that people before us, or even the people that wasn't exposed, you can't like make it seem like slavery or that kind of shit that we done been through in the Black community has anything to do with the mindset that we have right now. You can't be a house nigga and say that.
All right, let me explain. Why
can't we just turn it around now, though? Why can't
No, let me explain.
Let
him finish
explain.
his point.
I mean, I've been trying to make my point too, but
yeah, I want to hear his point, and then after his point,
I'll go last.
No. I want to hear your point.
The mindset is definitely important.
Let me say this. Hey, listen. I can tell the people who don't know about Hannibal Barker, right? Because your spirit would be different. There's no way you can sell me. I know it has happened. I know everything about slavery. And when I sum it up, I'm like, but it was
promoting other people's.
Let me explain.
Announcing ours.
No, I'm not. No, listen. My watermark is behind me. Every time we do business, my watermark is behind me. I know exactly who I am, exactly where we come from. So you can't breathe that spirit in me. I look at it as a small window. When people be like, I'm a Black king or a Black queen, you gotta be talking about Ramsey the Great then. You gotta be talking about Hannibal Barker. You gotta be talking about King Tut.
Who is Hannibal Barker?
Wait. Well, have you ever seen the movie 300?
Led with our ignorance instead of leading with history or knowledge. So we can't take what you're saying now.
We can tap into so many different avenues of history and everything. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me explain. It's just like when people say, hey man, let's practice the Susu method. And I was like, who you practicing it with? They'd be like, man, we just gonna do. I remember they did it on Facebook, and they was like, man, we're going to put money in the pot, and then it goes to Kevin, and then Kevin got to put that same dollar amount. I said I said on Facebook when it first happened, I said it'll never work. Everybody said I was a hater, and I said groupism does not start like this. It starts inside the home. So when I say, when you say where the Lord Jesus Christ is my savior, or slavery, and this is how I got developed this mentality. I know that you don't know nothing about Hannibal Barker because your spirit would be different. Just like I know my mother and father is in the house and they represent me. So I never start off my story or my meeting saying, man, you know what? I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, where they killed Dolph Ed and they just killed Ty Nichols. I don't build that narrative. Now, if you figure it out and you ask me, I still compress it and be like, yeah, that was stupid. So let's talk about Coleman and Neal. Let's talk about this business. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand it. So I know where we come from. So if I ever call myself a king or queen, I'm only related to Nefertiti. I'm only related to
There's nothing
Hannibal
what.
Barker.
Did somebody say was
Can I
something
say
wrong with
one thing?
that? You
Wait,
should be
because
calling yourself a king, and we are all kings and queens. We are royalty, like we are
Wait.
So
royalty.
we can't
we
put
come
slavery
from
above
kings
that.
and
But
queens.
slavery
I'll
is just a
definitely.
time. It's a period in time. It's not our life. But you have
Right.
to
It's this
acknowledge it as
big.
well, because it is a system, and it is a system that's current, but it's not. It's disguised differently, for sure. But at
Yeah.
the end of the day, it is about
Ella,
mindset, like what Carnisha mentioned. It is about your mindset. She's in the mindset where she want to teach her kids differently. She's aware of what the fuck is going on, but that's not what she's going to teach her kids. And I mean, like, everybody have their part on whatever. Like, my thing is that I think that when we talk about slavery, people get a little offended, whatever. Like, oh, we weren't like, okay, that was the past, but we still got that's the problem now. The morality and the values in the world is going down. We still have to respect our ancestors. We have to respect where we come from, but we know where we're going, because it's clear as day that we are
I
not in the same
think
position. We're not
what
in the same mindset as we used to be. We're not there. It's clear that we're not there. You get what I'm saying? So it's like
okay,
we're
I
not
think
there.
what
When we talk about things
Nyla
like
and
this, it shouldn't
Tanisha
be
was
to dwell on it,
asking.
get out of the emotions. You know what I mean? It's like we have arrived, like we are still gonna arrive, and that's why they try to shut us up when anytime it's somebody doing great, somebody who's a billionaire who's trying to make moves to make us a more of a community. Anytime it's something where we try to come together, there's always something, and that's not a conspiracy theory, it's a fact. And at the end of the day, we just have to think about, like you said, it starts in-house. If we just try to move like that in our house first, you only can make one change at a time. We can't change the world. We can just do what we can do in our vicinity, you know?
Yeah, so what they were what Kanisha and Nyla was actually asking, and that's what I was waiting on to actually to hear, is that they were asking, how do we gain this knowledge? Okay, it's like TJ said, if you have a little cup, right? You can't, even if you got this big bucket, you can only pour so much into this little cup, right? Because it only, the capacity is small. So they don't know what they don't know. My mother and grandmother, they thought that having a job at Chrysler was it. They didn't know anything about, entrepreneurship, freedom, hustling, things like that. They didn't know anything about that. They just knew to be, excuse me, but a slave in the working for the person, not knowing that, hey, there's our tax breaks if you become an entrepreneur. These are just a lot of financial literacy that can free us. So basically, what they were asking was, how do you get that knowledge when you simply don't know? I just named generations that didn't know. My mother, I love my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother. They knew nothing of this. I still don't even know the gentleman that you're speaking of. Whoever that king or whatever, who he was, I don't know who it is. I don't know how that helps me right now. But I gained knowledge and sought out knowledge in order to help better me and my family and my children, so they won't have to do the things I've done. Because the stupid stuff that I did could have landed me in prison, just like Ramon. But luckily, I had a praying mother and grandmother where I never seen a day in jail or in prison. And trust me, I've done some things where I probably should have been there, but I was blessed to where I never seen a day, and would have never did me any good, because I love women too much. I didn't went to hell. I should be able to be with a bunch of men and behind bars. But I'm so glad that I never seen a day behind bars. And to be honest, I should have been, because I've done a lot.
What's all of that?
Can I please clarify anything I said? Because I feel like what I was saying got hijacked and turned into something else anyway, because I wasn't even asking the same question. So can I clarify, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because from the beginning, like literally the first thing I said was that I 100% agree in collectivism, in groupism. That was the whole point I even brought up the topic. So I'm well aware of what I was giving examples of whenever I was giving examples of my uncle who married into the Vietnamese family. I'm well aware. I wasn't inadvertently or not realizing what I was saying. I was saying it as a good example. I was saying it so that those cultures did not get disparaged and dismissed as, oh, well, they only do it because they have to pay people back. When I know, I went to college and I concentrated in sociology. I studied cultures around the world from a sociological point of view. Other cultures are less individualistic than we are. And that's in the other countries. That's not just here. they put the group in a lot of cultures, especially in Asian cultures and East Asian cultures, especially, the group comes before the individual. And that's the way they're raised. Okay.
Yeah.
And I appreciate individualism because I was born here. And so I am socialized to a certain extent to be individualistic. But I also think that there's a balance. And I think that that balance in working with your family and learning how to work with your family, because you said something, Keith, that was perfect. How does that help me now? We're debating whether slavery's in our blood or not, whether we should have this mindset already or not, whether we should know better or not. When right now, I think it's obvious that there's a lot of people that, whether they know better or not, are not operating that way. It has not been instilled in everybody's family. And I think that we can start before having it having to be the next generation. Because if you say it has to start in the home, well, then we have to wait a whole nother generation, right? And so I appreciate and I admire and I look to what Ramon is doing, because he's doing it with his family. He didn't start with just his kids in the home. He's bringing his family together and saying, look, guys, we can do this. We can turn this around. And that's what I am talking about. I recognize it's needed. I recognize that we have some work to do in the Black community to get us there. But I want to look at it from a more optimistic point of view of where do we go? What is the blueprint now without having to wait another generation just because it has to be started in the family, in the home? Yes, definitely start in the home for sure. I mean, don't neglect that. Don't neglect
that's just what the familiar place. You know what I mean? Why I stated that. It's just a familiar place and you will hope to start there. That's where you will hope to make the change first. Sure. But it's tough because if everybody's not on the same mindset or they're not the wave that you're on, then that'll be difficult. You can't force anybody. I've learned that. You can't force anyone to think the same way you think or whatever. You just gotta get around like-minded people and just pray that it's your family first.
Right. And it's true. You can't work with everybody, but you can't work with everybody in general, not just your family. I mean, it does have to
that's what I'm saying. Overall, just not just or putting it on the family.
But the perfect thing y'all said was the mindset. If everybody in your family, like in my family, they're stuck on a certain thing because of what they were taught. Trust me, once I learned the things, I tried to pass it off to them, but I can't force feed them. You can't simply force feed them entrepreneurship and financial literacy, no matter how much. The only thing some of them is taught, and I know it's going to offend some people in my family, and I'm sorry, it's true. What it is what it is. Some people, the only thing you taught is when you're telling them they just know how to, beg. They know how to just say, hey, can I have? And they always say, I'll pay you back. And it sounds nice because it sounds nice, but none of them pay me back. And they act like, and they talk to you as if they already paid you back. And then they get offended when you bring it up. So
but that's your fault,
can't do.
You work for my money.
You just can't do it. If they don't have that mindset, they don't have it.
What's Ramon got to say? I'm real interested in his experience, hearing more about his experience, because he keeps trying to jump in.
No, go ahead.
I want to speak on everything that, like, all right, with the mindset thing. The brother D, he should know. And they started because like you say, reading is very powerful. I had plenty of time to do that. So the mindset thing come from a theory that they started called Willie Lynch. You know about that, don't you, D? And then it's like it taught to separate us, and for the man to be the weak one to the woman, this and that, so they can start depending on the white man, the government, blah blah blah. Like right now, if you look at how many people in our community depend on the government for checks and this and that, free money and everything. They started that way back. So the Willie Lynch theory was to stall fear in us and separate us, and that was not just for then, but it was to carry on into now. Like you said, come to the mindset. So once you start. People, like they say, if you want to hide something from them, it used to be a sin, you put it in the book. So once we start picking the books up, reading and studying, what happened? Look at all us. You know what I mean? And that's what started coming down to. So then, like what you were saying with, I kept trying to get them all together. Hannibal, when it comes to speaking about Hannibal, the Moors and everything, Hannibal conquered Rome, he conquered Spain. He was that dude, and he was one of his own men, just like 300, pushed out and told on him and sold him out. He was the guy you hear about that took the elephants and they went across the mountains and he did all these things. But the thing with that is some people say like you a king, you a queen, but a lot of people ain't gonna carry that until they really believe it. Like you study your bloodline and you find out who you is. Some people, like you said, it's the mindset of those. Some people would take it like, dang, my ancestors was this, and they really study their bloodline and they see who they really is. That'll change their mindset. Some of them, a lot of them it won't, but some of it will. We can't change everybody. We can just try and change the multitude of people for the next generation. Because once you start changing a certain group of people, look at now, everybody start becoming entrepreneurs. Now look how many of us starting to become entrepreneurs now. It's starting to spread more and more and more. You know what I mean? And then, like you said with the family thing, all right, all us do certain things, but my uncle or my auntie, her kids might not be the ones that can carry on the torch, but her niece, her nephew, or one of her cousins might be the one that's interested in it. So she'll give it to the kids or have them run the company. Her thing is you get my little cousin because that's what they studying for. They like, I want to be like you, I want to be like you, auntie, I want to be like you, big cuz. So their mindset is to study what you will. So you pass it on to them to run the company. That's how most of them do. They look, okay, if their kids ain't the ones that's right for it, them be the ones that end up messing everything up. They be the ones that run around tearing up, blowing millions of dollars, but you got this little cousin, that nephew, this and that. Those are the ones that really focus on trying to keep the family business together. So you pass it on to them. You know what I mean?
Kevin, how do you feel about this, man?
Eggs and everything.
Kevin, come off of mute. How you feel about this, man?
Oh yeah, well, I was listening to everybody's perspective. Mr. Coleman over there, I wanted to go back to what he was saying in the beginning of groupism, not learning groupism. And I didn't understand what his perspective was and how we could control that in our community. What's your suggestion since you said that? You know what I'm saying? What you say is probably true, but what do you suggest? You know, not emotionally, but give us something to go.
Solution. You want a solution. You want a solution?
Yeah, a solution for that.
The solution is listen. We have to get a network. We have to own it 100%. Remember BET was BET? Was it actually, remember Teen Summit? You woke up every Saturday morning to see, and they talked about things that we could actually relate to. You had like Jada Pinkett, Tupac, people in the audience like talking to them, and it felt like it was a Black-owned television because we controlled the narrative. Now look at BET, and you'd be like, bruh, my mama don't talk like, we don't dress like, we don't do that because it's ran by Viacom. Well, who is Viacom? That's a white family. They don't give a fuck about you or Ramon or Benjamin or whoever. They don't give a, only thing they care about is this. So I would say if I had to pick one thing first, is owning a network 100%. Like I love what Tyler Perry is doing. I really do. I just hate a lot of his narratives because they're so step and repeat and it's only him. I get it. But leading by example, like I didn't expect Obama to save me, but to see him as a Black president, man, that was it. That's all it took. I saw it. That's all I need. So once I learned about Hannibal Barker almost taking over Rome, we're talking about Hannibal Barker Jr., the son. You know what I'm saying? A great war general, where Lou Tazu literally stole his playbook and made a book called The Art of War, which is really Raymond's book.
Damn.
It's his book. But because they control the narrative and they own the publishing, you would never know. And you'll be thinking Jesus Christ is Jesus Christ when it's actually
Yeshua.
No. Osiris. But if you don't know, that's what I'm saying. So one thing about me, on my end, I control the narrative 100% with Coleman and Neal. So you might see Asian models, white, Caucasian models, Black models, whatever. When you look behind the door, you see us. You see me and my partner. I control the narrative. You know what I'm saying? So you got Ralph Lauren with his narrative, and I can guarantee you, whether I'm breathing or not, that he's going to pass that legacy down to somebody in his family. It's not going to be one of us. I don't give a fuck how many Black models or whatever, because it doesn't make sense. So if I had to pick one thing, and I said one day They call me one day. One day, if you got one thing to do, you got one wish, and it can only be like physical or whatever. I would say, give me a network that I can control 100%, so I can get all my people in, and we're gonna change the narrative. And then we're just
TV network.
So
no,
you
the actual network. Yeah,
you
like
talk
an
about
NBC.
the whole network.
Correct. Not a TV show.
Yeah.
The actual, yeah, because I can control the weather. I can control the music. I can
Yeah,
control the
Kaiser tried to do that.
fashion. I can control the women.
Yeah, Kaiser
Yes.
tried to do CBS.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kaiser tried to do CBS. They wouldn't let him get it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Now, he
but I
tried to
mean,
do it
but
too.
again, that's where it was going to say, like, how do
Way
we
back.
talk, because we just wasn't born into the thing. I mean, like I said, I wasn't. I was born in the projects in the hood, where all I seen was, and I hate to make it sound like a freaking ghetto movie in Menace to Society, but it's the truth. All I seen was freaking drug dealers, and nobody should grow up with a toilet, seeing a toilet on the goddamn grass in the project.
But that's but let's talk about it now. See, let's be forward thinkers though. If I talk about Kunta Kinte, I don't digest Hannibal Barker. You see what I'm saying? Listen,
But
listen.
we talking about as a kid, as a child.
I'm not a kid anymore, dog.
Mr. Coleman, you're saying something, but you gotta go. You have to understand the history, though, of America. You're right about a lot of things, but you know the history of America. You said 400 years, but those 400 years is us. This is what we know. We don't know Hannibal. You know what I'm saying? Like other people might, because we're not going to sit there and study the book like you have.
You seen 300 though, but you seen 300. That's Hannibal Barker.
Understand?
That just made him white.
I understand what you're saying. We're not, as individual Black people, we're not going to understand 300 as a Black man. We're not going to do that. We're still, when you
But
say
you what?
400
But
years,
you bought the
America's
movie though.
How old is America itself with the people who ruled it and gave it its government and its rules? How old was America? So you got to look at America. You can say 400 years, but you got to look at America that we're from. We were born here. You know what I'm saying? We were born.
We don't know what we don't know. You don't know what you don't know.
But we keep going backwards. I'm a forward thinker. I'm saying, yo, I get it, man. How long do we talk about fucking slavery, boys, and how long do we talk about that before we say, don't you know we can create? Like, look at us, man. How many times we met kinfolk split? How many times we met in person?
Several
times. Twice.
But I think that's what they're saying. Like, how do we change it now?
Changing the narrative of it. We understand that you said only 400 years. 400 years can affect a lot of things, my brother. It can affect a lot of things. 2 years can affect a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. But if I control the narrative, you would never know that Dolph ever existed. Your kids would never know. Never know. I would never introduce.
No, nobody's saying that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so now we're going to education. So
correct. I control the narrative, and we ain't talking about no bullshit. I don't care. I don't care about the hood. Let's get away from it. Let's be a mantis. Let's really talk about. I'm just saying we keep talking about it. Let's talk about Ramsey the Great, somebody that was 16 years old, that was an actual king, that ran a kingdom. 16.
So that means you got to change the narrative of the education, my brother. That's all.
That's a piece of cake, right? I never teach it to your. The only thing I'm teaching your son is
as you think it is.
Only thing I'm putting batteries in your son back. That's it. I only put batteries in his back. I never tell him how Kunta Kinte got his foot chopped off. He didn't like this. We'll talk about it one time, but when we talk about slavery, it's shunned upon because I'm a warrior. I look down upon it. Like, so what? Bring it to me. Just like the Jews. The Jews never let you talk about the Holocaust. Was only 4 years. It was only 4 years, Doc.
We understand it.
And the world's going to remind you of it, though. The world's going to remind you of it.
They don't let you. They don't let you bring it up. They don't let you bring it up. You cannot say bro. They made LeBron James apologize for saying Mazel Tov. Don't play with them, bro.
Things have changed, I guess, since I was young, though, because when I was young,
don't play with the Jews. They don't play.
When I was young, my parents never taught me anything about race. Now, I don't agree with that. I think they should have taught me about my race, but they wanted me to. They didn't want to instill any kind of bias in me. That was just what they thought was best at the time. They get a lot of flack for it, whatever. But I remember going to school, and I learned I was Black when I went to school. I didn't know I was Black until I went to school. Look, I'm so serious. This is me being a literal kid. This is me being a literal kid. And my parents never ever taught me anything about race. So they never taught me about Kunta Kinte. They never taught me. Matter of fact, I catch a lot of flack from people that be like, man, you never seen this movie, or you never, I'd be like, my parents never exposed me to a lot of stuff like that. But the world taught me. And so
the world teach you a lot. The world is
that's why I agree about the education. But what I also feel my parents could have done a better job of is they could have taught me more about my race, so I had something to go into the world to counter it with. I do agree with that. But you can't negate the fact that the world is going to teach your kids something, whether they subscribe to it, kind of depends on the kid. Are they rebellious? You know, how confident are they in the pride that they had instilled in them at home in the first place? You know, what kind of mental things are they going through? Because this world, especially with social media now, oh Lord. So, I mean, we've got all this to combat at the same time. And so, you know, we really got to have a game plan for this. We do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's what you were saying pretty much like, well, how do we do it now? Because again, you don't know what you don't know. Like I said, my great-great-grandmother didn't know Jack. So how's she going to teach my great-grandmother, grandmother, and mother? And my mother couldn't teach me. So I had to learn something else on your own. Now, as far as like, I used to mentor kids. I would admit don't do it anymore. I need to go do it. We do need to go back and teach others. You know, that's a great idea. Maybe that's why God meant for us to do, because maybe it is best for us. We need to, I haven't done it in a long time. Maybe we all need to do that. We need to go to the hoods. If it's in Detroit, Memphis,
I agree.
New Orleans, Atlanta, and we need to go out and teach financial literacy to these young men who didn't know anything and don't have family members to teach them financial literacy or anything because they didn't know. You know what I'm saying? If the saying goes, if you know better, you do better. I didn't know, so I didn't do better. I risked my freedom doing other things because I didn't know.
No.
Hey, we can hear your conversation.
Oh, me? Oh.
No, somebody's on the conversation.
And let me say this. Let me say this before I slide out. I love y'all, man. Let me say this. Now, I'm on this call, and I might be swearing, saying fucker and shit or whatever, right? But when I love my toughest crowd are elementary schools, but I love it. The moment they find out that I'm the founder of I'm co-founder with my partner of Coleman and Neal, and they look at my shoes and be like, those are your shoes? And I'll be like, yeah, I put the medicine in the candy. With Black people, you have to put the medicine in the candy.
You do.
You can't be like, I'm going to teach you financial literacy, and they don't know jack shit about it. So with children, we talking about elementary. I can teach I've been a full-time entrepreneur for over a lot of decades, right? So that means I survived a lot of recessions. So that means I know what the fuck I'm talking about because I can simplify it to elementary kids, right? So I put the medicine in the candy because I know they like to dress up and wear clothes. So what I do is I make sure the school sponsor Coleman and Neal because everybody likes free stuff. Again, just like I just told y'all in the beginning, my mom and dad and my brother, the stuff I don't wear, I might make a mock-up. I might not even like it, but I give them a shirt and they'll wear it and sponsor it. We have to learn how to put the medicine in the candy. Just like with the PPP loan, right? When it was introduced to me during the recession, somebody was like, yo, I can get you $50,000 with a PPP loan. I was like, no, sir, I don't want that. I ain't paying nobody back. She said, no. She said, no, there's you don't have to pay it back. I said, explain that to me. What do you mean I don't have to pay it back? She said, because there's going to be a window. And it's this plan called the Angel Forgiveness Plan. And it's a window that's going to be open up for 2 weeks. And as long as you get to that window, I will show you and you'll never have to pay it back. I said, sign me up. I did it first. Once it worked, I took it to all of the people that I knew that had businesses in my crew. And I was like, look, now we got to remember this window, right? That's why a lot of people were going to jail in LA or whatever, getting these PPP loans. They didn't even have a business. They was making up businesses. because she made one up for her daughter, and her daughter doesn't even have a hair salon. But I have actual companies, so it wasn't gonna affect me either way. But I don't want to owe nobody a quarter, right? I don't want to give you. No, I ain't taking no loan. No, if I can't pay for it myself, fuck it, I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? When I got that land over there next to my mom's house, I could afford it. I bought it out. I didn't pay on it. I didn't go through the banks to get so they can milk me and add interest and I'm paying for. No, I want that land. How much is it? It's 4 racks. Okay, cool. Yo, I want it. I went through the process and I'm going to teach it. I'm going to teach it. So with that being said, before I slide out, I love y'all, man. And if I had one thing to as far as like us fixing and getting us together, just like whatever the streaming service is, I can guarantee you it's a white-owned family. You know what I'm saying? Zoom or whatever it is. If you look up under the hood and look up the founders of Zoom, it's nobody that looks like us. So I would say we need to become producers instead of just purchasers. And let's go ahead and get a network so we can teach it. Yeah, so we can work together. And this is why I'm so proud of you, bro. This is why I'm like, yo, we're gonna do something together. We have to start doing stuff together on a platform, not in the shadows. Because how the children gonna know to work together if we don't work together? We gotta lead by example. I'm never gonna diss Raymond. Never. You can't pay me to diss Kevin on a public platform. I pull Kevin to the side and be like, hey Kevin, hey man, meet me at Southern Hands, man. I need to chop it up about it. That's why I told Raymond, like, hey, because I see him climbing. I say, when you get on a big platform, don't let that be your narrative. They got to find this shit out because y'all know Robert Downey Jr. ran through somebody's house, a child's window with his car. And ironically, the baby was in the room with the mother. Nobody ever talks about how he was a drunk and damn near killed a child. You never know that if I don't talk about it. Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? But we like to be like, but you know, I drove through a child's window and then I turned my life around. Now you putting a fucking red sticker on your back. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to dropping and getting deals. No, we never, no, I got a 2-parent. My parents could be dead. Yeah, I'm from a 2-parent household. Yeah, they love me. I love them. I love my family. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I can hate they fucking guts. You would never know, Jew.
That's right.
You would never know.
That's
you see what I'm saying?
facts.
I play the game to win for us. Yo, at the end of the day, I'm never dissing y'all. That's the lady, I forgot her name, Nyland or whatever. I think she wants a husband or whatever. My heart goes out to her every time I see her. And I keep saying, she's going to get it. I'm speaking it. I'm telling you, because the last time we was on the Zoom, my heart went out to her. I said, man, yo, I wish I had somebody, but I'm going to will it in. You're going to find somebody because you're a sweet person. I see your spirit, baby. I can see it. So with that being said, I got to take this call.
I'm not blushing,
man.
am I?
Zoom,
I don't know, but y'all beautiful, and I love
Zoom
y'all.
is owned by American Chinese. Eric Young.
I told you.
$4.4
billion. That's what we're
right.
on.
But wait, nothing's stopping us from creating our own Zoom or whatever, our own Hollywood. There's nothing stopping us now. We got all of the resources now.
You know what I like what you said though? You know what I like what you said? I like the way you want to package, market, and brand financial literacy and entrepreneurship to the kids, and not just say, I'm going to teach you financial literacy. That's like you said, put medicine in the candy. Like it's branding it, it's packaging it, it's marketing it, it's finding a smart way to get them interested in it.
Well,
because they did it with rap music.
Simply do it. Like we can just do it because you still got them out there that just simply don't know. That's like where I didn't know. So we can be the ones, since we do know, we can go tell them no matter where they at. I travel, I go to Memphis, I go to New Orleans, or whatever else like that. Outside of Detroit, we need to travel and go tell them and teach them simply how to do
Miami, Broward County.
Miami, yep.
Oh, gotta love that. Go to
St. Louis. Go
St. Louis, Miami.
But when I was talking about the nonprofits that me and my cousin want to start, well, it's more so me, and she's kind of like my mentor. And that's another reason I kind of brought this up, because I am working with a family member as her being kind of like my mentor, because she done so much stuff as an entrepreneur, and she's a little bit older than me. But that is pretty much our primary point of view, is teaching the community financial literacy, all ages. especially because of in the housing market, like with gentrification around here. I mean, I know everywhere, but especially, you know, I know it from a New Orleans point of view. Man, some of these older people are getting robbed out of their houses. It's just so sad to see, and it's because they don't understand the mechanisms and the processes. And so my cousin actually went through the process of becoming a real estate broker just so she could learn the law. She didn't even want to. She just wanted to be able to help herself and help her community. And so that's part of our eventual plan is to get this nonprofit started and funding grants and all kinds of things to do a lot more financial literacy in the community for sure. So definitely close to my heart.
No, that's good. That's great. That's good. That's good. We should definitely brainstorm and do something, put something like that together. I think everybody on here is brilliant. It's been a couple of quiet people we need to actually put into place and get to talking, but I think everybody on here is brilliant. I think everybody are doing amazing things. And and I guess what he was actually saying is, yeah, let's not, well, because the past is what made us, because it's where we came from, so who it created you to be. But you don't have to end up like, and I hate to keep bringing up TD Jakes, but I ain't gonna lie, the nigga's smart as hell. So some of the stuff, but you don't have, where you started don't have to be where you finished, right? Or end up at. And yeah, we keep saying mindset, which is true. As we said, we couldn't, some family members you can't reach out to, just like we were saying about the whole be careful who you hire, right? Because they have to be, that's what we were talking about in the beginning, and how to hire friends and family, making sure that they were qualified to do the job in the first place, interviewing them, making sure that they are capable, or at least learning how to do it. But I think everybody here can each one teach one, and definitely teach and tell other people how to do it. And I definitely love working with y'all and say, let's do it together. Let's come up with a game plan. Somebody spearhead a thing and jump on and do it. You know, whoever's fired up, I'm with you. We can go to the hoods and everything and teach it. And it don't have to be everybody don't really have to know what we're doing, and we're doing it for the love. I'm not doing it for the publicity and stuff. Let's just go out there and take care of business.
Yeah, so I would like to piggyback off of that with Nyland, as far as like, I have a nonprofit that's up and coming. It's called Style to Support, and pretty much what I haven't done it in a couple of years. I did it annually for 3 years consecutively. And what I pretty much did is get a few hairstylists, barbers, nail techs. Some of my clients, they donated clothes, and I'll get them dry cleaned or whatever, and I'll take them to, there was this juvenile detention center where the young ladies, when they're leaving, you know, I'll do the makeover. It feels like they're at brunch shopping, you know what I mean? For them to like transition to go back into the world and everything, you know, like, and I believe that the financial literacy is so important, but I think where the base is, what I noticed with children, is like the confidence. I feel like when the kids have confidence, they are really capable of doing anything. They just, when you know who you are and you trust who you are and whatever their belief may be, whether if it's God or whatever it may be, but when they just trust who they are and they can be able to stand on that, and when we're able to help implement that and help them do that, I think they can go anywhere. And then so if there's any way we can work that in, you know, like, you know, branch those two things together as far as the, you know, helping the kids. I normally went to shelters, you know, with the moms and the kids, or even some shelters where it was just runaways, and we'll just do makeovers for them. We'll have a DJ come out, we'll have vendors come out, provide different foods and drinks and bounce houses for the smaller kids, and, you know, and for the moms, give them gift bags just to, you know, uplift people or whatever. And sometimes that's what it takes, like just us recognizing them. But for me, growing up, that was it's passionate to me because growing up, I did stay in a shelter with my mom at a period. But what I noticed about myself, I'm a little different from other people. Like I think I have tough skin, but I know other kids are not like that or whatever. And I noticed that with my nieces and things of that nature, that kids don't have that tough skin. And I was always like working. So I was able to provide clothes for myself, go to school still looking clean. And I noticed that made me feel better, going to school. And like nobody could tell that I was living in a shelter. They couldn't tell when I transitioned into my mom moving into her home. You know what I mean? Like, so I believe in like just building the confidence in kids and knowing that, keeping your hair hygienic, like, being just clean and, looking good, feeling good, smelling good, and you do good things, and it starts within as well, so all of those I think correlate with each other, having financial literacy, you feel good, now you know something, and now you can apply it, you have resources, and we are those resources. So I could definitely see us doing some sort of collaboration,
Yeah, absolutely. I think we can definitely create the next multi-millionaire, not millionaire, but multi-millionaire, and put that spark in them, especially with all these creative geniuses that's in here right now. I mean, I think you guys are very, very smart and creative, and born leaders. And I think together we can definitely create the next generation to be simply amazing. And that's why I like bringing my kids to when we film everything, because I want them to see how daddy works and directs and film everything that we actually do. So I say, let's go ahead and put that in motion. I know we kind of I'm glad in the direction that it went in, right? Because we were on the whole, should we hire family? But I'm glad the direction that it went in, so we can come up with a plan together to obviously educate people around our way. And I say, let's do it. Shoot, I think also too, because time is more important than money, we can create a course together and speak on everything that we do individually and reach out. But also we can go into the schools and I'm a foot person, so I like going to the homeless shelters or even just coming up and giving food to people that's on the street and talking to them, because they're not invisible. Let's not treat them like they're invisible, and just educate these people like that, and give them respect. So, but I don't know. That's pretty much all I got. Is anybody else got anything before we go ahead and pull the plug on this great topic and this great platform that we actually did? And I appreciate every last one. But I want somebody to go ahead, everybody to say something and be able to sign off.
Well, I agree on what you just said. I have some, like I said, my hands is in all pots. So I have some background in nonprofit and feeding the homeless and working with mayors, and that's in Atlanta, New York, everywhere. But I'm all for it. I'm all for creating, a togetherness and getting something going.
Okay. All right. Well, then shoot. Somebody spearhead it. Let's go ahead and get.
I just put my Instagram name handle in the chat, and I'm gonna put my email as well and my contact. And I would love to connect with you. Who was that? Who said that? Nikki.
This is Nikki.
Hi, Nikki. I'm Fatima.
Hi, Fatima.
Yes, I need guidance in it because like I've done everything blindly, and I've have a friend who just works in corporate who helps me with certain logistics, and I've always just done it, and I've learned more since then, but now I'm in the process of making it official as a 501c3 and actually having a grant writer and having those things, like instead of doing everything out of my own pocket. Like
Are you
the gentleman earlier spoke about doing everything out of his pocket, and I've experienced that for the last few years, and it's not fun. So OPM is very important, but I think it's about doing it intelligently, like having that financial literacy, knowing that if you take a loan, you just got to make sure that you're really utilizing it to make more money.
You gotta also link up with Desire. She already got off
Got
the thing.
going
but,
on, yeah.
Yeah, Desire know how to she's pretty good at business credit. Yeah, Desire, she's pretty good at business credit. So definitely link up with her.
Yeah, I did hit her up in the chat and told her to put her information in there, but I don't think she's seen it.
Well, or just I'll get a hold of her, whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? So, and we can make some things pop and shake from there. But yeah, she's pretty good at business credit and repairing it. That's her area, that's her expertise. So yeah, we can definitely get that popping.
But I think as a team, whoever is like really, really like, I don't want to say nobody's serious. Let me see, what's the right choice of words? If whoever has time and we could create like maybe a name or establishment and come together and see like what we want to tap into, whether it's back to school, feeding the homeless, food drive, whatever the scenario is, and link up from all states and get it going. I'm with it. I'm with it.
This is start and bring whatever kids along so that they can see. Like Nikki, you got kids, and bring my 2 kids. We can
get it going. Yeah, because Raekwon honestly is people, like I said, I bring them along to see everything, just like you bring your kids along to see how you work and what you do, so they can get that even balance. But he's been along with me since he was little, coming to feed the homeless and giving out stuff. And I'll be like, well, what you want to give away? Just so he could be, he's very selfless, but he's really good at just like, they could just have it, mom, and they need it more than I do. So I love that about him. But yeah, he's very hands-on as well. So
yeah. So if you guys want to, come up with something, let's go ahead and do that. And we'll go ahead and whoever want to spearhead it, they got the actual knowledge in doing it. Like, let's do it. I'm with whatever. And we can also talk about it like next week. But we'll resume on Thursday. We had a table read yesterday, so I couldn't do this on Thursday. And kind of glad that we did it on Friday, because it was a lot of people that last time we did it. This time it wasn't, but half as much, anywhere from 12 to 15 that was going off and on, popping up, popping off. So it was much more manageable. But next Thursday, probably going to be even bigger. But,
Hey, quality conversation either way.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So,
but can we like start a if for people, you can always put in the larger group, that we're doing this so we don't exclude anybody who might have something to offer. But can we start like maybe another IG group or I don't know, WhatsApp or something for people who are interested in doing this?
I think an IG group is better, not only because it doesn't take up a lot of space on your phone, from what I noticed.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I put it in the group.
Yeah, no, you can put it in the group, but I don't know that everyone that's in the larger group is interested in doing this specifically. Like, it'll be a group specifically for this topic.
Only for
this, like what like how we have it with Cece's group or Vic's group. You know what I mean? Like, it's just content creating. It's nothing else. So this would be.
And if everybody wanted to be in on it, it's just easier to have separate groups about different topics to keep everything organized.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking to definitely put that together and from there.
Like a focus group.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I don't know. It's so many people. It's kind of. I'm like, yeah, hey, who on? It's a lot of people. Like in that entrepreneurial group that we're talking about, that we actually text. A lot of people don't like making comments on that because they get pings like crazy. So they will DM me personally. So they won't put it in the group, but they'll DM me. So, but I put it I put it in that because I know it at least reach out because we got like 45 people in that group or something like that.
Yeah,
There's about
it's a
45.
lot of people.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
And I don't think necessarily all of them will have the bandwidth. Even if they wanted to work on it, it might not, they might say maybe not now, maybe in the future, you know, for this particular thing.
Yeah.
So it could be that, or it could just be also to keep it focused on the particular.
But see, every time you get somebody new, like Kevin jumped on this time, he wasn't on last time. Johnny was like, "Hey, I'm."
Oh yeah, we can always periodically, you know, put a broadcast in the group, the bigger group, like, hey, we do have this focus group on the side or this focus group on the side. If you're interested in it, we could always periodically broadcast that.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see how the stuff go. But as long as people, you know, reach out and everything, I'm just glad for being able to have topics like this. But I'm not a talker. I'm a walker. So let's go ahead and walk.
No, you're a little bit of both.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, true. But I like to walk.
But I know what you mean.
Let's go after
these
young people and turn them into multimillionaires. And so let's not just talk about it, let's be about it. Let's go ahead and walk and do that. Whoever they said they got more experience, because I don't really have a great lot of experience in the nonprofit thing. Since you do, Nyland, and you do, Nikki, why don't y'all spearhead it and put your brains together and we'll go ahead and follow?
I have a mentor that has a lot of experience that's helping me.
Well, then get your mentor to mentor us so we can make it do what it do.
Nikki mentioned that she has experience as well.
Yeah, I said Nikki. I said Nikki and Nyland. Nikki just being quiet. Nikki, you need to speak up. You gonna
if we're doing it for real, we have to create a board and do all that stuff. But
I'm listening. But it's my cousins that brought me into it. But they're actually in Atlanta. And
let's do it.
My oldest cousin, she's I want to say off of Old National, but she's actually also, I don't know what y'all call it out here. Up north, we call it child study team. And they have the case managers for, you know, for the kids with IEPs.
Nikki, let's do it.
Oh, I'm just saying, yeah, we in the building.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Bottom line.
We in the building, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Let's make it happen.
And capping.
Yeah. Well, we need to make that what's up for the very next chat. Well, we have a different subject, but I'm saying let's go into it and put that stuff together so we can go ahead and reach out to people and stuff, especially because we're filming tomorrow. And shoot, hell, we could reach some people if we want to. You know, I'm not a stranger to go up to strangers. So, and we could talk to some people with some kids right there and there on the spot. It don't matter to me. It's whatever y'all want to do.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
You need to give me a reason to come back to Atlanta.
Yeah, you absolutely need to bring your butt back on down here now so we can get this stuff going. You know, it's very, very important. Definitely. I do
Look, back and forth between here is a cheap flight.
That's what's up. Let's go ahead and knock that out. But if there's nothing else that anybody else want to say, want to take us out on a positive note, anything anybody need to say real quick? Somebody get some inspirational words. Come on, sign off. Give us something.
Live every day like it's your last, because tomorrow's not promised.
I'm gonna end it with a quote from Eric Thomas, since we got the same last name. You know what I'm saying? If you go after your goal, just like you want your breath. What he say? You know, like you want to breathe, right? How important is breathing? Very important. And I got another one for you. Like my mother, she's on dialysis, right? And people always say they don't have time. So this is what we need to take care of these things with the kids and your businesses and everything else like that, as far as in time, because people will say, I didn't have time. But if you were on dialysis, right, all of a sudden you find the time because you need to make sure that you're there to get on that kidney machine, right? So let's treat this as if you need to get on a kidney machine. Let's find the time. So all of a sudden you got time when you need to live. So let's treat this as if you need to get on that damn kidney machine and make time for that stuff so you can live, so other people can live and kids can live and things like that. All right? So do treat that as bad as you want to breathe. Let's go after that so we can succeed. All right? That's a quote from Eric
I
Thomas,
love
by the
Eric
way.
Thomas.
And your favorite billionaire baby boy Split from Behind the Shades, Split Visit Productions. Love everybody, all y'all. We out here about to sign off. Y'all have a good Friday night. Peace.
Good night, guys.
Good night, y'all.
Be safe.
For sure.
Nikki